Alright, so greetings from Phoenix, Arizona. We've been pretty much going back and forth across the country pretty quick. The fact that we're teaming, it's pretty much one or two shifts back east, one or two shifts back west. We did just come from the Memphis, Tennessee terminal, and we just hauled some hazardous cargo, some paint thinners and stuff like that for Home Depot. And we just dropped it off at the distribution center in West Phoenix. So now we're at a Flying J truck stop. We're gonna get a shower going, and then we don't have a next load lined up. So my trainer's talking about waiting until like 11, which is like 2 hours, going to this Chinese buffet and enjoying that. So one thing I'm really getting used to is the fact that the truck is always rolling. You know, I mean, this past trip back east, I drove 2 night shifts, which was pretty tough. A lot of fatigue, especially when it's dark. And then this time around, he drove 2, I believe, night shifts, and I drove a day shift or something to that effect. So, and then he ran out of time. So about an hour or so outside of the drop, we took a break. He took a break. I was already sleeping, and then we got up, and I drove the rest of the way for about an hour, and so we're done. So that was, I think, my 6th or 7th delivery, and it's going well. I mean, trucking's trucking. It's definitely getting to a point where, all right, just kind of settling in, and this is a job now, and kind of just is what it is. But still, you know, a few little things are happening along the way that are worth noting. One was, I didn't mention last time, when I was in Memphis, they had the truck, the company store. And I was kind of looking around. The guy mentioned, you know, you can put this on your account, so I didn't even have to throw any cash out. So I did buy one shirt, you know, pretty simple little shirt. A lot of the other shirts had like a logo at the top and something elaborate on the back, but this one was kind of abstract and cool color. So yeah, branded. Other than that, when I was going into Dallas, you know, the fact that we have the hazardous cargo, certain states will have like this green HC with a circle around it. That's pretty much the hazardous cargo route. You're not supposed to go into the major cities with hazardous cargo. My trainer even said, though, you know, fuel trucks are running through there all the time. But it's hot here in Arizona. So going into Dallas, my trainer was asleep, and I didn't even think. I mean, I saw the HC routes, but one said north, one said south, and I kind of said, well, we're not going north or south, we're going west. And so I didn't take it, but you're supposed to do that and circumvent yourself around the city. But luckily, Fort Worth is right after that, you know, that double city. So I did it right that time, and I went south and cut over and got back on the route, and I did it legally. So luckily, we didn't get in any trouble. And even if we had gotten pulled over, I'm sure I could have just told the trooper, cop, whatever. It's my third or fourth week. And then when I did, I don't know if it was that shift, it must have been, yeah, later that night, I was just tired. You know, it's like I've said before, it's important to get your rest, and a lot of times when you're done driving, you don't want to just go right to bed. I usually sit here in the passenger seat and putz around the computer, do some other stuff, and I ended up having to pull over and park and go to bed for like 3 more hours. And it wasn't a big deal. It's not like the load was time sensitive or anything. But my trainer was just saying, he's like, yeah, you need to make sure you get your rest, not just come and hang out and all that stuff. So, all right, so no worries on that. But another thing we did do when I was resting on his last shift going into Arizona, he kind of woke me up. He's like, hey, can you get your computer going? And I was like, what? He wanted to watch the Mayweather Alvarez fight, so we were able to go on to like an illegal website which streams it from like the UK. Another one was from Russia. It had all these links, and so some of them would be going for a while, and they'd you know, buffer, and I had to switch over to another one. But we were able to watch the fight, and then I think I fell asleep like the 10th round. He woke me up and gave me my computer. He's like, all right, we're good, we're done. So so it was cool. I know he really wanted to watch that fight, and the fact that I had my computer, he couldn't get it on his own phone, so I was happy to do that. And now we are in hot Arizona. Luckily I got the shade. We did bobtail here because they didn't have an empty trailer, so it's just the truck, and we pulled up next to this truck over here. When I got out, the guy was like, I gotta thank you, man, I needed that shade. And I was like, what? I thought he said I needed to say. He's like, I needed that shade. So everyone's sweating out here. So other than that, that's about it for now. Check in later.